Nazarian, this Nowruz event that you have organized in the State Assembly has really excited and energized the Iranian Persian community in Southern California and Northern California. The folks that I've spoken with have expressed a tremendous amount of pride in having someone from Iranian background representing them in the Assembly. What is your advice to the younger generation of Americans who come from Iranian background, or even their parents who want to get involved but for whatever reason don't know how to get involved as far as public service and public life and voting and, you know, just having greater involvement in government?
Thanks for the great question. It's actually something that my experience has been such where I first wanted to understand how things worked. I never thought about running for office. I first thought about being able to be part of the process and getting integrated as an immigrant. And so while I was pursuing my education, I started volunteering and interning at different places and dabbling a little bit in politics just to also understand how it works. You know, some of the cultures and countries and areas that we come from, public service and governance and politics are not very accessible. They tend to be a little more much more closed off. In the United States, what's amazing is that if you work in a certain area, if you establish a platform, if you establish a reputation, if you work well with other individuals and organizations, you are able to advance the issue and the causes that you are working on behalf of. And that was my start. I started getting engaged, and at an early point I realized that there was a community of Armenian Americans who were not participating and not getting engaged. A lot of it having to do with because of their previous experiences in their countries of birth. And so I got engaged and started registering voters, explaining to them how the process works, why it's beneficial for them to participate and have their voice heard. A lot of times there is skepticism about just the process itself and whether their vote will count, their voice will be heard, or whether it'll be used even against them. Because unfortunately some of the countries they come from, in, for example, Soviet Russia, if there was a bit of a dissidence, those individuals would disappear overnight. And my grandmother ended up in a Siberian gulag for about 4 years. So those issues are still very prevalent and present in people's minds and conscience. And so they're very concerned about getting too engaged with government. But here, that's not the case. In the United States, our political mechanism actually wants you to be engaged. You need to be engaged so that your opinion is taken into consideration. And it does work. It might take some time, but ultimately it does work. So I always encourage everyone to vote, register to vote and participate. That's the most basic way. And then 2, get engaged in community and civics life. Get involved in a local chamber of commerce, a neighborhood council, a homeowner association, and then start working towards specific areas of interest and issues. So.